Hey guys, so I'm sure you've heard of Bumble. If you don't know, it's very similar to Tinder. I think it's considered a little more serious. I don't know. But anyways, on Bumble they have a BFF option. Tinder does not. So you can actually meet friends, which is pretty cool. And I've been using it a lot, and I've had a lot of good experiences on it. Pretty much every experience has been good. Just some people you don't click with, just like with dates. So you can find people with like similar interests, and it's awesome. But I did have one just crazy experience with one girl, so I wanted to share it with you guys and do a story time. So, and I had other good experiences, so it's fine. So it was a weekend. I was actually off, which is very rare. I wasn't even planning on meeting up with this girl, but I was off the next day, so I'm like, I should go out. But I was very hungover from the day before, and like my stomach was so upset. I drank way too much the night before. I didn't even really want to drink, but I figured why not go out because I am off. So this girl said she had gotten canceled on and wanted to go out, so I'm like, okay. And I always, even with girls, just like guys, I make sure they're real and not like crazy. So I just like snapped her a little bit, and then we met up. I should have met up for like coffee, or like we should have met up to get like one drink. We met up at like a bar where we were planning on like bar hopping in this area because that's what you do, and it's kind of like clubby. But I didn't really think anything of it because I had done it before with other people, and I was like, yeah, why not? So we meet up at the first bar. It's fine. But just she was kind of making comments that were like strange. She wasn't drunk yet, but she was saying like, oh my god, this guy keeps staring at me, and oh my god, this guy just said he wants to fuck me. And I was like, and she kept thinking like everyone was looking at her. I was like, okay. Um, so she's starting to get a little tipsy. I had not ordered a drink yet because my stomach was still like, ugh. So we go to this other bar that you have to pay a cover charge for, which I don't mind, but I saw a guy I dated behind us with his new girlfriend, and I like adore him, and I was like, hey, I really don't want to go in. The guy I'm like obsessed with, that's the wrong word, but you know, infatuated with, is behind us with his girlfriend, so I really don't want to go in because why pay $5 and then come right out? But she was like, no, it'll be fine. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we go in, and then I do get a drink, even though I don't really want to drink, but he was there, so I was like, I'm drinking. And then we start dancing, and this guy actually comes up, who recognizes me from Tinder and my Snap, and he's like, hey, I just saw your Snapchat. And I was like, oh, hey, how are you? And like, I didn't even know who he was, but we matched on Tinder or something. And she suddenly like runs off, and I'm like, the heck? And I did not ignore her at all. Like, I was still putting her in conversation. Like, I'm not one to like block anyone off, so I was really confused. So I go over, I walk past the guy I've dated, and she's sitting at a table, and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, it's fine, I'm just upset. And I'm like, are you, like, why? Are you okay? It was so strange. And she's like, no, I don't know, I think I want to leave. And I'm like, no, like, let's go to another bar then. You want to leave? And so we start walking out. I was really confused. We start walking, going to another bar, and she was just like, I don't want you to think I'm mad at you. No, you're awesome. I don't know why, I'm just upset. I guess I'm just thinking about someone. And I was like, okay. So I was like, how do I keep her not doing this again? So we go to another bar. And she's getting a drink. I'm waiting with her. And I see a really attractive guy across the bar staring at me. He was like beautiful. And she notices him staring at me too. And we just keep making eye contact back and forth. And she's encouraging me to talk to him. And I'm like, kind of scared of what she's gonna do. But anyways, we like move over to a different section, and she was like, he still keeps looking at you. And I look back and look at him, and she was like, he is totally checking you out. And I was like, good. And then he comes over, and he was like, hey, I'm Jack, and shakes my hand, introduces himself to both of us. He's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then when I come back, we're all drinking. And I was like, that sounds awesome. And I told her that. And then when he did get back, she didn't want to drink. And he was with a group of like 8 guys. And they were all pretty attractive. I think he was the most attractive. But I was asking her, I'm like, do you like any of them? And she started getting really weird. Like, she was just like, no, like, but you talk to him. I want you to talk to him. Like, please. And it was just very strange because I was scared that she was going to, like, leave again. So I started talking to this guy, and I'm including her in it. I was like, yeah, so she does this and that, and I don't know, a second I turn away and she bumps me on the shoulder and she's like, whatever, I'm Ubering home, and gets so pissed off. And I didn't even run after her. I was just like, okay, because I didn't understand her, and I was like, this is weird. I'm not going to keep chasing her. I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know, like, her anger issues or whatever she has when she's drunk. So I'm just going to let her go. So it was weird. So then I hung out with this guy that I don't know, but he was like so attractive and seemed chill, and he had this group of friends, and I was like, is it cool if I just like stay with you, because I didn't want to leave yet, and I was so sober. He bought me one drink and I didn't even finish it because I was just not feeling like drinking. And then I start getting texts from her saying like, what a waste of time, and what, I wasted $100 for nothing. And then she texts me, whatever, I have a hot girl coming over to hook up with. So I don't really know if she thought like I was into her or wanted that. I don't know. I was very confused by the whole thing. But she was like, guys suck, and like all this stuff. And then the next day she texted me like, I'm so sorry, you're so cool, like I want to go out with you again. And she still hits me up a lot asking to go out, but like, no. And I'll feel really bad if she ever sees this, but I don't know if it's her when she's just drunk or whatever, but I can't deal with stuff like that. I would hang out with her with like in a group, but yeah, not drinking by ourselves. And then I ended up leaving with this guy that I don't even know. It's stupid of me, but I mean, I was so sober, and he was cool. Like, we made out. He tried to have sex. And I was like, I'm gonna go. And that's about that. And I could do a whole separate story on him because he ended up being a very strange guy. That is just... But yeah. So that was my crazy Bumble BFF experience. Let me know if you want to hear some good BFF experiences, because all the other ones were. Or more Tinder stories or Bumble stories. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching.